So now I don't feel so far away from you. We'll continue to have some fun with this new webcam as we continue to share the journey, learning and growing together in life and faith. Today we look ahead to our Sunday's Old Testament lesson because tomorrow is a festival day of the church, the Confession of St. Peter tomorrow, which would begin the week of prayer for Christian unity. So I'll invite you into that week to pray for the unity of the church that is with what Jesus prayed for. And we get that started tomorrow. It's between the confession of Peter and the conversion of Paul a week later. Right in the middle of this year, well, as most years, but right in the middle on Sunday at 2:30, there'll be an ecumenical worship service for prayer for Christian unity at First Presbyterian Church downtown. So be invited to that again at 2:30 on Sunday if you'd like to worship with other Christians around Albuquerque. Today, Mercy Beyond Our Control is the title of our devotion from Christ in Our Home. It invites us to the book of Jonah, the small book there in the prophets. So I'll invite you to the book of Jonah. And if you're there, or if you want to find your way there, we're going to be in chapter 3. We'll do 5 verses here about when Jonah arrives at the scene there in Nineveh finally, after most of you probably know the story. If you don't, go ahead and read. It's just a couple of chapters before that seminal story of our faith, of our Christian faith, and we'll pick up here for 5 verses and then jump to verse 10 just to kind of put the finishing touch on here today. So I'll invite you to read along if you'd like here. The word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time, saying, "Get up, go to Nineveh, that great city, and proclaim to it the message that I tell you." So Jonah set out and went to Nineveh according to the word of the Lord. Now Nineveh was an exceedingly large city, a 3 days' walk across. Jonah began to go into the city, going a day's walk. And he cried out, 40 days more, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. And not even half the way through, the people of Nineveh believed God. They proclaimed a fast, and everyone, great and small, put on sackcloth. Down to 10, which says, when God saw what they did, how they turned from their evil ways, God changed his mind about the calamity that he had said he would bring upon them, and he did not do it. Again, Mercy Beyond Our Control is the title of our devotion here from Christ in Our Home and our partners at Augsburg Fortress. It invites our focus to the 10th verse, that last one that we just capped our reading with, where it says, God changed God's mind. Let's share this devotion together. Jonah is a classic children's Bible story full of wild adventure. It's also the kind of fishtale about which an evangelist would love to boast. I walked across the city, and my preaching was so powerful that the entire city, even the king, repented and believed in God. This story is exciting and fun, but not for Jonah. Jonah rides in the belly of a fish, not seeking adventure, but vehemently resisting God's call to go to Nineveh. He resists God's call, not because he is lazy or shy, but because he doesn't want the Ninevites, his enemies, to receive God's mercy. But as Jonah learns, God's mercy is not for him to control, but God's alone. It's a wonder God chooses us, fickle and often completely unreliable messengers, to bring God's word of love and mercy to the world. Yet, this is an act of God's mercy too, isn't it? Just when we think we are the only messengers, we feel drop by drop the shower of God's mercy falling upon us as well.